Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Since Halloween is right around the corner, today I wanted to share some Halloween and October themed books with you. It's a simple concept and that's what we're going to do today. I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks. I have had ideas for videos that I've wanted to do and then for one reason or another they just haven't happened. But I did want to get at least one seasonal video in before the season is over. Autumn is probably my favourite season. I enjoy the changing of the weather, getting a little cooler, and the nights starting to draw in. The leaves on the trees are changing colour and everything just looks cool and spooky, and there's the anticipation of Halloween, and there's just something special and magical in the air at this time of year that I find rather intoxicating. And my parameters for the books I'm going to share with you have to be, well, A, ones that I own, and B, they have to have something either October or Halloween themed in the title or on the cover. So I didn't scour my shelves for like every single book that might take place around this time of year. It has to be on the book physically in some way, shape or form itself. It's a simple idea and that's what we're doing today. Like, it's fun to talk about books, but it's also fun to just look at books too, I think. So that's what we're going to do today. And also I just really wanted the opportunity to wear the amazing Halloween jumper that my sister made for me a couple of years ago. It's incredible. It's one of my favourite things of all time ever. And she knits. She's very talented. She lives in Fair Isle, where the Fair Isle style of knitting comes from. She's amazing and I will link her website below if you want to go check that out. Okay, onto the books. So I just went through my shelves and found what I could, starting off with The Halloween Man by Douglas Clegg. Honestly, not the most exciting cover, but it's got Halloween in the title, so it totally counts. I have not read this one, but maybe one of these Octobers I will get to it, just not this one. Absolutely iconic pranks by Dennis J. Higman. I remember finding this, I think it was in a Salvation Army thrift store. I saw the spine and immediately just ran over there to grab it. And I have not read this one either, but it is an amazing cover. Who can deny this pumpkin jack-o'-lantern child face, axe in the head combo? And this typography is just everything I want out of life. And yeah, it's a chunky one. I have not read it. I haven't heard great things about it either, but again, one of these days I might actually read it. Next up, we have not one, but two Richard Lehman books. We've got All Hallows Eve, another axe on the cover, and I need to read that one at some point. So far, I haven't read any of these. It's not looking good, but this is Night in the Lonesome October. We've got someone holding a knife in the reflection of an eyeball, which is pretty cool. So you'll have to let me know if you've read any of these, because here's another one that I haven't yet read. Halloween Land by Al Sarantonio. We've got a jack-o'-lantern on the cover. That's pretty rad. And I think this is part of a series. I think there are a handful of Halloween themed books that he wrote. I'm not sure if you have to read them in order. Please let me know. And then this one's a pretty exciting one, which I haven't actually read yet either. Wow, this is terrible. I have read quite a lot though, just not specifically these ones. The novelization of Halloween 4, hell yes, by Nicholas Grabowski. I found this at a library book sale and I spotted this and grabbed it. It was like, I don't know, $1 or $2 or something. And this one actually goes for crazy prices online, so I can always resell it at some point further down the line if I need a little extra cash, I guess. I was planning on this year, sometime this October, to rewatch the film and read the novelization and make a video about it, but I just didn't get around to it, so maybe I'll do that next year. But I do like a novelization every once in a while, so hopefully this will be a fun time. Okay, next up is Autumn Crow by our very own Cameron Chaney. This is a collection of short stories all set in the Halloween town of Autumn Crow, and yeah, what an amazing cover. Jack-o'-lantern, check. Skeleton, check. The vibes are strong. I have read that one and I really enjoyed it, so would highly recommend. Oh look, it's another book I've actually read. Blood Sugar by Daniel Kraus, and we've got this October calendar on the front with this sexy witch lady on a broomstick. This book I read, I think it was last year, and it ended up being my favourite book of the entire year. This one came out under the Hardcase Crime label, but yeah, I don't think any of the other books that they publish are anything like this one. I would say this is more horror, but it's also, yeah, kind of like a character study, coming of age thing. It's very unique. I really don't know how to describe it, and it has a very unique writing style and dialect, but amazing and devastating, and I highly recommend it. I loved it. Next up is The Devil's End by D.A. Fowler. I love her work. She had a handful of horror novels that came out in the 1990s. This is a more recent reissue from, who published this? Capricorn Literary, doing some good work in republishing these hard to find paperbacks from hell. And yeah, this one, we've got a jack-o'-lantern on the cover, which is always a good start. This one does have some content that maybe hasn't aged very well, but I had a blast with it. Aside from that, it is set at Halloween. We've got, yeah, rituals and stuff, shenanigans galore. It's a ton of fun. Would highly recommend. And then next up, October Dreams, this pretty gigantic anthology with tons of authors in here. Not only does it have short stories for fiction, but it also has these like Halloween memories from some of the authors as well, which is really cool. It's a nice mixture of those two things, and yeah, read this a handful of years ago and overall really loved it. Phew, finally some books I have actually read. I was starting to doubt myself for a moment there. Anyway, moving on now to some vintage YA and middle grade. First up is Trick or Treat by Richie Tankersley Cusick, one of the Point Horror series and one of my favourites of all of the Point Horror books. I love this one. This is my actual copy from when I was just a wee young thing, and yeah, I'm so glad I still have hold of this one. It's a great one. Next up, also from the Point Horror series, Halloween Night 1 and 2, and these are by R.L. Stine. These are also my copies, I'm pretty sure, from back in the day, and I do have a lot of nostalgia for these covers because, yeah, they're the ones I grew up with. The books themselves aren't as good. I would say they're not my favourites, but you know, they're still Halloween themed, so can't complain too much. But the US covers are like pretty top notch. They are really quite incredible. I mean, this one you've got a jack-o'-lantern with a knife stabbed through it, incredible. And then this one has, yes, sinister skeleton costume people. They're just super cool. I love the typography as well. Yeah, very good stuff. Halloween Nights 1 and 2. Next up we have Freshman Spirit by Linda A. Cooney, which is part of the Freshman Dorm series. And I did read this a couple of years ago. I'd specifically picked it up because of the Halloween theme. We've got jack-o'-lanterns, we've got a face in a moon. It's pretty cool. We've got this wavy font, which I really like. And yeah, I have since bought most of the Freshman Dorm series, and I'm reading them from the beginning for some kind of reason. I'm not entirely sure. So I guess I might end up rereading this when I get to it. But I had a fun time with it, not really knowing what was going on, the backstory of any of the characters. So it was still a fun time. It was set at Halloween. So yeah, anyway, next up is The Pumpkin Principle. We've got a little bit of vintage YA romance here, just to switch things up for a moment. And yeah, we've got the twins here in matching very 80s outfits, and they've got a jack-o'-lantern pail, which is pretty awesome. I have read one of the books in this series, and it was actually a really good time. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't normally read a lot of non-horror, really, so it was cute, it was fun, and yeah, I guess one of these days I'll get to this one. Next up we have The Jack-o'-lantern That Ate My Brother by Dean Marnie. And yeah, we have some Halloween costumes here and the titular jack-o'-lantern, or maybe it's a different jack-o'-lantern that eats him. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's being eaten currently in this picture. I guess I need to read it to find out. Next up, we've got Sweet Valley Twins and Friends, one of the many Sweet Valley spin-offs. This is a super chiller, guys. It's a super chiller. It says it there on the cover. It's the haunted burial ground, and we've got the crew in some Halloween costume. We've got like a skeleton and a little jack-o'-lantern over there. So yeah, loving the vibes of this one. I think I did read this a few years ago. Honestly, don't remember too much about it, so apparently wasn't too memorable. Speaking of Sweet Valley, we have a Sweet Valley Kids one here, and this is Sweet Valley Trick or Treat. And yeah, once again, we've got the twins in Halloween costumes, and yeah, got a jack-o'-lantern in the background. I think I've also read this one and unfortunately don't remember too much about it either. So anyway, okay, we've just got 2 more books to go. Next up is one of the Creepover series by PJ Knight. This one is No More Trick or Treating. And we've got, yeah, a group of friends in Halloween costumes, we've got jack-o'-lanterns, it's all going on. I did read this one also, and it was a lot of fun. I've only read a few of the Creepover books, but this was definitely my favourite. So if you're looking to check any of them out, I would recommend this one. And then last up is Halloween by Todd Strasser. And again, we've got people in costume, we've got a jack-o'-lantern, we've got a spooky house. I absolutely love the colours on this one. It's super cool. So yeah, and I think I did read this one and it was fun from what I remember. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad I actually have read a few of those to share my very, very brief thoughts on them. But yeah, that's about it really. I just thought it would be fun to share a quick video showing off some October and Halloween themed book covers. Let me know if you've read any of these. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you have any specific Halloween or October themed books that you love and would recommend. And let me know if you are doing anything for Halloween this year. I think I'm just keeping it low-key this year. Last year we hosted a party, which was a lot of fun, but yeah, I do not have the time or energy to even think about doing that this year. And instead, yeah, just gonna stay in for the trick-or-treaters, which will be fun, and then probably watch a horror film or 2, and that will be good for me. I'm looking forward to it nevertheless. And I do have a costume planned, which I will no doubt share on Instagram on Halloween itself. It's not that much of a costume necessarily, but if you know the reference, then you'll know the reference, I guess. It's maybe a more obscure underground horror film. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, let me know what you are going to be doing if you are doing a Halloween costume. So anyway, I guess I will leave it there. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!